Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls man is accused of raping a 12-year-old child. 47-year-old Orangey Johnson is in custody in Minnehaha County, but he was arrested earlier this month by Illinois police in Chicago.
Here in South Dakota, Sioux Falls police say a forensic interview can be an important piece of an investigative puzzle.
Those forensic interviews, the way they do that, the way that they're constructed, the way that they're set up, are really an invaluable tool that our detectives use to investigate these crimes.
Johnson appeared in a Minnehaha County courtroom Thursday, where a judge gave him a $100,000 cash bond.
Those affected by the mine sinkhole in Black Hawk, South Dakota in the Hideaway Hills area in 2020 were recently told that the judge dismissed the lawsuit against the state.
The judge made the ruling that the state has sovereign immunity, a sort of legal protection against lawsuits.
Lost their homes, don't live there, lost credit ratings, lost all kinds of money trying to support their homes, had to relocate, and there's people living out there that shouldn't be living out there because they can't relocate because now the housing boom.
Those involved in the lawsuit have already begun working on their appeal of the ruling.
A Minnesota nonprofit that offers addiction treatment is seeing a growing need for services. New Life Treatment Center has locations in Woodstock and Worthington.
The executive director says insurance only covers a fraction of the cost of treatment, and not all clients have the money to pay for the services. That's why the community's support is important.
It's everything from the food they eat to the water they use and the heat, being able to provide counselors, being able to provide therapists, also transportation at times.
The festival is tomorrow at Centennial Park in Worthington. It'll feature live music, food trucks, and more.
It runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Muntz. Hot day out there, Scott.
Oh, another day with plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 80s to near 90 degrees. There's a chance that Phillip may hit 90. Our forecast highs for 88. We have 85 in Rapid City, 84 today in Pierre, low to middle 80s across eastern KELOLAND. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A flower farm near Brandon is gearing up for their last scheduled events of flower season. The Lavender Lane Flower Farm is hosting a You Pick event this Saturday and Sunday.
The owners say many people get more out of the event than a bouquet of flowers.
It's just a lot of serenity. I feel like people come to pick flowers. It's so much different than going to the store and buying flowers.
With the warm summer temperatures creeping their way into fall, they may be able to add more events on future weekends.
We've posted information on how to stay up to date under this story on KELOLAND.com.
Many staff members at Avera are already going pink, gearing up for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Their annual We Care Pink Hair event kicked off Thursday with the goal of raising awareness around breast cancer.
Many showed their support with pink hair extensions.
So I wear pink hair because it looks good, but also because it shows how much we at Avera care for everyone going through a cancer diagnosis all across Sioux Falls and all across the Avera region.
There will be 2 more We Care Pink Hair events next week at Avera. Each extension is $10 with the money going to the Avera Cancer Institute.
The richest rodeo in South Dakota history has made its return to Sioux Falls. The Cinch Playoffs is a 3-day event with contestants vying for a share of $1.3 million and the Governor's Cup.
Shelby Medjid won the breakaway roping event last year in Sioux Falls on her way to her first World Championship and is looking for a repeat performance this fall.
It definitely helps the confidence, especially if you can get a little bit more money in the bank account. It definitely helps going into the NFR and competing for a world title.
They're going to see some intense action, they're going to see some heartbreak, and they're going to see some people cheering as loud as they can in this arena.
The Cinch Playoffs started last night and continues tonight and Saturday at the Premier Center. We provided a link with ticket information under this story here on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Scott Muntz. Scott?
As we go through, as we go through this weekend, we are looking at sunshine, very warm air. Temperatures today will reach the 80s as we go through this weekend. 90s may appear in central and western South Dakota. It slowly starts to change as we do get into next week. We are looking at a change in our wind. Winds will be light today and tomorrow, but they do pick up on Sunday. They'll come in from the south in western South Dakota. We'll see some gusty winds, 35 miles per hour or more. That will cover western Kettleland, but the changes I really want to show you early next week on Monday. We'll have a cold front move through. Behind that front, strong northwest winds, I would say 45 to near 50 miles per hour by the morning in central and western South Dakota. Ahead of this front, we'll have southerly winds, and that will help our temperatures in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. By later in the day, we'll eventually see northwest winds in eastern and southeastern Kettleland. Still at some of these wind gusts near 40 miles per hour or more. That will help bring in the cooler temperatures that will be here by Tuesday with highs in the 60s for many. If not the 60s, then I would say the low 70s. Our forecast for today showing afternoon highs in the low to middle 80s. A chance for 90-degree heat across the plains of western South Dakota. 90 is the forecast high in Pine Ridge as well as Valentine. Tonight, with clear skies, temperatures will fall close to 50 degrees in eastern South Dakota. We'll have numbers in the middle 50s in central and western Kettleland. And for tomorrow, the sunshine continues. It will be a little warmer. Better chance for 90-degree heat tomorrow in western South Dakota. And you can always check the details of the 7-day forecast while you're here online. Have a great weekend.